Okay, I want to start out by giving a shout out to Valerie at Subaru Kia. She allowed me to come out here to the dealerships to serve food for the staff. It's been such pretty much a better. It's been a good success so far. Hopefully they like the food, but it's been a good day. I think this could be a good location for me to stay at on a regular basis. At least come once a week, but I'll have to get opinions on the food afterwards to see what the employees thought of the food and the portions. I want to make sure they're getting enough portions. But yeah, it was a little rush, more than what I expected, and it felt good. It felt good to get a little rush, not think about the time, but it actually went by very fast. It went by very fast. It felt like I was cooking hamburgers for an hour, but I think it was only 15-20 minutes. But in that time, we actually got a decent amount of people fed without them having to wait for too long, because that's kind of one of the things I think about is wait times. I don't want people to be waiting 10-15 minutes for their meal. Certain things just take a long time to cook, like the fries. Nothing I can really do about that. But yeah, things are, I've added some things to the menu. Somebody ordered the tacos, the grilled chicken tacos today, so I'd really like to know what they thought about it and the sauce that I chose to put on the tacos. Some of the people got the tacos, but they didn't order the sauce, and I'd like to see what they think about the sauce. But yeah, this seems like a good location. I got a call a couple hospitals, and Friday I actually go to another dealership, which I can't wait to visit them. It's going to be my first time going there, and we'll see how things go. So let me just give you a little rundown of how the system works. So right here on the screen, you can see my menu. So when somebody presses an item on the menu, so when the menu comes up, you can pick which condiment you want: lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and stuff for a typical cheeseburger. Then it'll come over here, and then when you hit charge, it's saying confirm right now, but when you get the order ready and you're ready to hit charge, you hit confirm, and then the menu will actually pop up on this side. Oh, that looks horrible because I got a protective screen on that. But then it pops up on this side, and it runs in order and turns colors as the order takes longer to cook or to prepare. So what I plan to do is get another tablet like this, and I'm gonna put it right here. So the cook, who's ever sitting here cooking, usually it's me, can see exactly what order is going on without having to face this way, which is right over the fryer. So from right here, the food prep person can prep the food however they're going to do it based on what the order is sitting right here on the screen. So I'm also thinking about, on the back of the trailer here, I'd like to put a shelf right here, because I have my trays right here, and they're kind of in the way. They're taking up space on this table. Because my trays are sitting right here, and they're kind of taking up space on this table that we need. Every inch on this trailer is needed. So if I put a shelf right here to put extra gloves, the trays, these little cups that we put our condiments into. If I put something right here that can fold down, it just frees up space. But everything is flowing the way that I designed it, so I can't be too upset. I don't even think half the people that work in these dealerships, because there's 7 dealerships over here, and I don't think half the people actually came out or knew that we were over here, but this is our first day here. So the lady, a few people were telling me what days most people work. Some of them were saying don't come Wednesday, come Thursday, don't come Thursday, come Wednesday. But one lady had a good time frame, come Mondays and Fridays. So if this place is as good as it is today, if I can get this consistently, then yeah, Mondays and Fridays, of course Fridays, because everybody's trying to buy a car on Friday. Those are usually the typical day that dealerships are busy. So if I come Friday, that's good. And then I have another dealership that I plan to go to this coming Friday, but they rotate people out. So I can't go there every Friday, but I can come here every Friday besides for when I'm going there. And then I'll just switch up a day to Thursday here. So I got options. And yeah, we'll just see how things go over the next couple weeks, over the course of January. You know, I plan to make this thing successful really quick. You know what I'm saying? All right, talk to you later. Okay, so I'm over here at a facility scouting locations. That's what I'm doing today. Actually, I was going to go out today, but I decided I needed to scout locations because yesterday was such a good success that I want more locations like that. So I'm here at one of the major hospitals. It's not even that major, but it's a decent sized hospital in the area that I live in. And I actually came here before the new year, but the lady was on vacation at the time and is busy today, so I won't be able to talk to her today. But hopefully within the next week or so, I'm able to get in contact with this particular manager that can give me a yay or nay if I can come to this property. So I guess one of the things I want to do too is show how to scout locations, how to talk to the right people, because you can't just go in and talk to a standard employee because they don't have the power or the authority, I should say, to give you a yes or no on whether you can operate on their property. It might be something in the contract that says that. So earlier today, I already went to one of my locations that I was planning on scouting, which I went there before, but this time I actually got in contact with somebody who could give me the information I was looking for. So some of the businesses say no soliciting, stuff like that. But if when you go into these facilities and you're looking for a place to set up your lunch trailer, you have to get in contact with the right person. So for a property owned privately, you'd have to get in contact with the owner. For the particular suite that I'm looking at earlier today, there's roughly maybe 25 businesses over there. Not the whole suite isn't filled, but there's probably 25 occupied businesses over there. There's a ton of cars over there during the day, and at night the majority of them are gone. So I know there's a lot of people over there. So if I were to bring my lunch trailer over there, it would be a service to them not to have to leave and possibly get some good food. So what I ended up doing was going into one of the businesses that was open to the public that didn't have a no soliciting sign, and I asked them who's the property manager of the suites, and she was able to give me one number. I called that number and was able to get in contact, or not to get in contact yet, but I was able to get the contact information to the actual property manager. So I'm going to email her later on the day to see if it's even possible under their contract to allow lunch trailers on their property, on that particular property. I have an apartment complex to go to, which when you go to an apartment complex, all you would have to do is speak to the property manager. They run that property. And if they say yes, then you can go there legally. Well, it's not a legal issue. It's more like this is our rules issue. It's not a legal issue. And then I have another hospital I'm going to go to today as well. So when it comes to scouting these places, what I look for is, number one, a ton of cars. I want a lot of people crammed into, not crammed because, COVID, not crammed into the place, but I want a lot of people in a nice sized location. And then I look for, where can I park? Between the truck and the trailer, I think I'm approaching like 33 feet or something like that. So I need space to not only park, but I pull out the generator, because that's going to be sticking outside the width of the vehicle. Like if I was driving, I wouldn't be able to ride with the generator out. So what I look for is a place for me to park. So in this particular location where I'm at right now, way out there is nothing but parking lot, way out there. So I can park way off the beaten path, not in anybody's vicinity or way, and still be in close proximity to the action. I don't want the employees to have to walk an exorbitant amount of time to get to me. So that's probably a 2-minute walk to get to the back of the parking lot where I can set up if they would allow me to come out here. So in the other location, the other hospital that I'm going to go to today, they actually have a corral for lunch trucks. So they kind of like do it already. And then there's another hospital that I just came from. I gotta get the information for that hospital because this hospital has two different facilities on it. One is physical therapy, which is why I know about this one because I was doing my physical therapy here, and then the main hospital. So this place could potentially be a hot spot. As far as my locations go, I don't want to beat them to death. So I just want to come, once, maybe twice a week at the absolute most. And it has to be spread out between, a Monday and a Friday. It's probably the best I could do. Because when I come to the location, I want the individuals there to be like, oh, he's here today. I'm going to go eat that. Even if they have lunch, they can say, I'll put this in the fridge and I'll eat this tomorrow. So that's the mind state that I think of, or the way that I go when I go looking for a location to scout. So I think I have about 3 more locations to do today, and then I'm gonna go home and clean the trailer and get ready for tomorrow. It's supposed to be a little cold tomorrow. They said there was snow in the forecast, but it looks like that's gone. So it's just gonna be cold, which is good. And that's another dealership. So, but that dealership has a rotation, so I can't go there every Friday. But the dealership that I went to yesterday, I'm going to go there every Friday. Friday, all hands are on deck at the dealership. That's another thing, too. When you're scouting locations, figure out the time frames that people are working, especially if they're big locations. What's the day that most people take off? Try and figure out what's around there. What businesses are around there and what do they eat, because usually people can't go 30 minutes drive out to get lunch. They have to go with what's around the facility. So if it's McDonald's, Burger King, then they're eating burgers, so I'm good there. If it's Chick-fil-A, I can't compete with Chick-fil-A. The chicken's so delicious. But if it's Chick-fil-A, then I do chicken, so that's good too. Long Johns or something like that, or if they're getting food delivered, Grubhub, stuff like that. But as far as when you're scouting locations, just take into account everything that goes on, and if you work there, where would you go to eat? Because 9 times out of 10, people will eat what you eat, and not to say that you'd eat that every day. That's why I don't want to be at the same location every single day. But my food should sell just fine at the locations that I'm looking at, because I sell good food. That's why. Yeah, that's all you need to know. But yeah. So on to the next location.
24 hours later.
Hey YouTube. So today we were set to go out and do a dealership lunch today, but we had a catastrophe that I've already learned my lesson from. So I pulled up to the place and went to go talk to the people inside, came back out and seen a little puff of smoke coming from the vent hood. So I run to the truck, go inside, and lo and behold, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. I take my fire extinguishers down because my biggest fire extinguisher fell. And it put a dent in my table over here. So I put a dent in the table right there. So I got accustomed to taking the fire extinguishers down so they wouldn't jostle around and hit things, damage things, and possibly go off while we're driving. We get to the place and I see this puff of smoke come out the vent hood of the trailer, and I go inside and everything was yellow. Everything was yellow. And I'm like, did my fire suppression system just go off? No, it didn't go off. Come to find out, my big fire extinguisher lost its pin, and something hit it, or it rolled and it went off. And mind you, it's on the ground almost under the shelf, and it went everywhere. So everything's not yellow in here anymore, but literally when I opened the door, it was so yellow. I didn't record the cleaning process because let's just say I was not a happy camper. But here's where we are right now. Here's where we are right now in the cleaning process. Just wiping some sodas down. All of this was yellow. Everything. I had to basically strip the trailer of everything and clean it out. Everything was yellow. There was a cake of yellow on everything, besides for the ceiling and the cabinets. Luckily, my refrigerator was closed. That refrigerator was closed, so it survived. It didn't get in any of the food. It just got in all the appliances. So I got to clean my griddle now because it's got a fire suppression in it. Luckily, I only got half grease in here, but now I got to clean that. You see my hand? Yeah, crazy. Yeah, it literally got on everything. So you see the little bit of yellowness right there. It was on everything. It was on everything. So I had to basically tell them that I wasn't able to set up today. And I'll post it. If you look at the picture that I'm going to post, I'll give you guys an example. I took one picture, and that's all I could take was one picture, because that's how angry is the best word PG I can say. So I'll post a picture and show you guys what it looked like. But me seeing that opening the door, I mean, I was in a different world, and I couldn't believe it happened. But it happened one time, and it won't happen again. I've officially learned my lesson from that. So we're just in the process of cleaning everything. Last thing we got to do is mop the floor, and then I got to clean the griddle, and then clean the fryer. But yeah, just a straight catastrophe. Well, look at that. It just got on everything. I mean, that fire extinguisher, surprisingly, if there was a fire in here, it would have put it out, because it got in places. I don't even understand how it got in certain places, but it did. But yeah, so we're just in the process of cleaning up. So my day today was bust. I was really looking forward to going out to the dealership, but you know, things happen, and this is one of those things that happened, but it won't happen again. Hopefully we can go out tomorrow. That's the plan. I'm gonna try and find some places to go tomorrow. And if we can get out tomorrow, we'll try and make up for the day, because it was looking like it was going to be a good day too. So I'm going to have to get back in rotation for that place, and hopefully they'll allow me to come back out there, which they seem cool about it. You know, it's a dealership. Those guys, they like to eat. So guys and gals, they like to eat. And they don't get to go anywhere because, you know, it's a dealership. They're always, you know, 10 toes deep in there. And to do their jobs, you know, they're sharks, so they gotta be there to make that money. If they're out getting food, then somebody might take the sale that could be feeding their family, which, you know, it's just a dog eat dog world. But so that's where we are right now. So until then. Okay, so I just got to go over everything one more time, get the oil out, and once I get the oil out, I have already purchased some good oil, so I'm not too worried about the oil. Then I'm going to clean the griddle, go ahead and do a good cleaning on that to make sure everything is okay with it. Then I'm going to run the griddle to burn off everything and re-season it and everything, just to make sure my cooking surface is okay. And then after that, everything should be a go for this week. So, you know, you live and you learn. So I really learned my lesson on this one. And yeah, we'll just go from there. I'm finished cleaning out the fryer, so it looks nice and clean at the bottom, just like when I first started using it. So just to give you guys a sneak peek, or just to give you guys a glimpse into what that yellow did, it's all back there. I'm trying to reach back there and get that today to clean that out, but the fire extinguisher was sitting on its side and was literally shooting underneath everything and just blasting underneath all the appliances, and I guess it comes out with enough force that it not only blasted over, but then it blasted up, and when it shot up, it came up this side and just went everywhere, which was pretty amazing. But like I said, I learned my lesson on that, and yeah, that won't happen ever again unless there's a real fire. If there's a real fire, then yeah, I won't hesitate to use it, but past that, yeah, that's not happening again. So next thing I'm gonna do is clean this griddle off for the second time. I kind of got it dirty again. I'm gonna clean the griddle off for the second time, then I'll start it up and re-season it again. I don't know if I'm the best at seasoning these griddles, but when I feel it when it's right. When I get to a point where the food starts to stick a little bit, and then I'll throw a little shortening on there, turn the temperature down. I actually have the knobs marked so I know exactly where, well not exactly, but 300, 325 to 350 is where I try and keep it. But this particular griddle doesn't really have a temperature check. But it's all good because I got an infrared temperature probe and I was able to dial it in. And once I dialed it in, the food stopped sticking so hard. So once I get to that point, I know to dial the temperature back a little bit, and then when I do that, she's good to go. Nothing sticks, and it cooks fast too. Okay, so I'm finished with cleaning up. Everything's put back together. I've learned my lesson on that. That fire extinguisher, man, that creates a real mess. Yeah, so that won't happen again. I learned my lesson on that, and we're on to the next phase of learning, because that lesson has been learned thoroughly. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.